This week's episode of I Got Nothing is brought to you by Puss and Pick. Hey, is more than 50% of your body covered in gross, scaly scabs? Try Puss and Pick. We'll send one of our qualified technicians straight to your door while they will slowly pick apart all the rotted pieces of your skin and apply the medicinal applications that you need. Puss and Pick. Order it today. You know, if you need it. What is this podcast called again?
I've got nothing.
Who came up with that?
I think your wife.
Ah, shit.
Game of Thrones, the series that ignited a nation, is discussed weekly by two nerds. One, seen every episode completely immersed. The other, knows nothing about the phenomenon. Each week, they discuss, debate about what they know and what one doesn't know. This is I've Got Nothing.
Welcome to I Got Nothing, the most unnecessary format for a podcast since Lost was on the air. I'm Colin.
I'm Alex.
And this week we are discussing Season 7, Episode 2 of the hit HBO series Game of Thrones, Stormborn. I'm Colin. I've seen every episode of Game of Thrones, and I've read all the books.
I'm Alex, and I know nothing.
Well, you know something now because you saw last week's episode.
I know two episodes now. Wow.
You've seen 2 episodes of Game of Thrones.
Like I know so much.
And correct me if I'm wrong, did you attempt to watch earlier episodes of the show between this week and last week?
I did. We had an agreement that apparently we did not agree upon where I thought I was going to be watching more episodes. I watched the very first episode.
So you watched the entire pilot of Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
From 2011.
Yep.
We were in high school when that came out.
That's weird to think about.
All right. I've always thought that the idea here, and maybe I changed it last minute. I'm very fickle. In
Audible.
That way. We would watch the entirety of the season without you watching anything, and then we would slowly catch up with the series in the time it takes us to get to the final season next year. But maybe now on the air is not the time to have that debate.
It's okay.
So, Stormborn, Alex,
Yes.
in your own words, what happened in this episode?
Yeah, so I think we'll just start off with going through the scenes, and we left off right where we caught back up with Dany. But what I don't understand is she just got to, what was that, Dragon Island? Not Dragon's Tail. And she already wants...
It was the name of last week's episode. That's where they were at.
Dragonborn for 500.
Shut up.
And she already wants to leave. Like, I thought this was a coming home season, and she was already ready to dip off and go start war.
There's 6 more episodes of this season. They gotta, there's more stuff to do. There's more.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's more homes to come to.
I'm sure, but she met with what looks like all the houses, and all of her alliances. And she seems pretty hellbent on going straight to King's Landing to kill, but not to just like destroy everything, but to actually just like to take over. Which I appreciate her take on it. I actually really like Dany so far. Although I didn't catch the mother's name or the
Jane Seymour from Live or Let Die.
Yeah.
Live and Let Die.
I think that's it.
She played Solitaire.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
No, she actually gave probably my favorite line of the episode, which was "Be a dragon. If you're a dragon, be a dragon." I was like, yes, because Dany was really concerned with trying to win over the people, but she kind of leaned her into that idea of there will always be war, and I think Dany will probably push past that. But I'm definitely really liking Dany right now. She seems pragmatic, logical, and while she does seem a little entitled, she says, I'm the rightful heir to the thrones, but maybe she is. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, how would you have any idea?
I'm missing about 60 episodes, so...
Yeah, about...
roughly.
So what else happened in this episode?
And then from there, let's see, where did we go? From there, I learned that, where is it? Xerxes and King Robert are brother and sister.
Still, that's totally wrong, but sure.
They said brother and sister, so I'm going to take, is he not King Robert?
The names of both of those people are wrong.
I would say close, 70%.
No.
You're probably a really strict teacher. Your job is a substitute teacher, right?
Sure.
So anyway, then we go to the Citadel, where I didn't get the burn victim's name at first, but I think I got it later.
They said it like 6 times.
No, I said it first. It's Sajora.
Jesus Christ! Say that 5 times.
Not fast because
what's his name? Tell me his name.
Let me catch it back real quick. Where is it? I think it's Sajora.
Sajora. You think his name is Sajora?
With confidence for 500.
You lose. You owe me 500.
Because at first they just said Jorah, and then Zajora, I don't know. I put a Z on it. I'll look it up on IMDb later when you won't talk. And then I'll miraculously pronounce it right the next episode. And we went through that whole burn process, and...
Not a burn.
He's not a burn victim?
No, he's not.
That was clearly a burn. That was all infected. That was at least 3rd degree. What was the name of his affliction?
They mentioned the thing that he has many times.
I didn't catch it.
You weren't really paying attention this episode, were you?
I was texting.
You haven't gotten anyone's names right.
It's okay.
2 of the characters were in last week's episode, and you still don't know their names.
Again, practice makes perfect.
Sure.
Let's see. And then, so from scene 5, we go to the weapons room, and... I get that weapon can destroy a dragon.
Yeah.
I don't know how many dragons Danny has.
They said how many dragons
she had. It was 3.
Well, yeah, there you go.
But it feels like there was more.
Why did you say you didn't know how many dragons she had?
Because I feel like she can have more if... 3 seems like a really low number.
Yeah, actually, but if you have 3 dragons... and literally everyone else in the world has 0 dragons, 3 is a pretty high number, don't you think?
I mean, but I don't feel like dragons are nuclear weapons.
But if no one else has them, then they are.
But if you can take down them, then if you have that weapon, then it's actually pretty easy. I still feel while they are powerful weapons, yes, they still do have fatal flaws. And it doesn't feel like that's enough to take over a whole land.
A nuclear weapon with a fatal flaw, when you're the only one who has nuclear weapons, is still formidable.
No, absolutely. But you're saying I'm going to take down all of Russia with 3 nukes?
But they're not doing that. She said that she specifically turned down the opportunity to just lead an all-out assault on King's Landing with her dragons. They're going somewhere
I know.
else, so.
I mean, that seemed like right now, that could change. Depending on situation. So, and in which case, with all-out battle, they have one weapon that can definitely take them down. But if she had more dragons, then that one weapon doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Which I guess in that point, it's just an arms race. But
not really, because no one else is developing dragons in this world.
Yeah, but they could develop that arrow 3 times, or those 3 different. They could just duplicate that whole.
I suppose.
Mechanism, and then her dragons mean shit.
I suppose.
And then, she's just this entitled blonde chick.
Well, you said you liked her.
Oh, no, I do. But she can still be entitled.
Okay.
Dragon's Landing.
What else was going on this episode?
Yeah, let's see. Where we go? They go back and forth, and they make it very clear of Danny's intentions, which I'm all for. I'm all game. I don't like the Lannisters at all. It's kind of like what their motivation right now, to me, just seems to be pissy. For me, that's not a good enough motivation to be king and queen. It's like, we're going to be mad. I see my first sex scene in Game of Thrones.
Did you?
Yeah, let's add an air horn there. Beep, beep.
We should get that sound effect here, shouldn't we?
Yeah. That was fun. I don't know who those people were. I didn't try to catch their names.
Were you
I didn't care enough.
Were you invested in their fucking, though?
I mean, as one could in a group of 8 people.
You want to play a game?
Yeah, let's play it.
Okay, the guy in that sex scene, does he have a penis?
I presume he does. Although he did kind of push away, so maybe he doesn't. Now you're making me question that.
All right. Next question. What else happened this episode?
I'm still curious about the penis now.
Well, I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh gosh, this is gonna be the biggest spoiler. Let me write it
Context
down.
clues. This whole series is based on you being able to pick up on context.
Spoiler.
Easily accessible context that you are
On
denying yourself
penis.
due to arbitrary rules that we have applied to this podcast.
I mean, most podcasts are arbitrary anyway. So we go back to Citadel Hostel Library
Yeah.
morgue situation.
Yeah.
Which at the end of the season, I just kind of want to know what is the main function of that building. Because it seems like it's really
Do you know what the people
multifaceted.
who work there are called?
I don't actually.
You don't. Okay.
But they seem to do it all. Like it's the Walmart. It seems like we're gonna take care of your bodies. We're gonna make.
Walmart doesn't take care of anyone's bodies.
I mean, you go to different Walmarts
Walmart's
than
not a hospital.
me. You go to different Walmarts than me.
Okay.
I
don't go to Walmarts at all.
Have you ever been to Bridgewater, Louisiana? They'll take care of
I
anything
don't
for the
wanna
right
go to-
price.
Why would I go there?
It's a made-up place.
If we have any... Oh, well, good, because I was about to have to apologize to the residents of a fictional town. I have nothing against Louisiana. I just wanted to be argumentative with you.
I figured as much. Let's see. And then one thing I didn't like was, which I guess I'm answering one of the later questions right now. I don't understand why Ari just decided to stop her quest to kill the queen because Jon Snow is king of the North.
Okay.
She seemed pretty hell-bent on killing the queen.
Yeah.
I want to see her do it. She clearly took down that whole house of people without, like, a flinch. So I don't see why when she heard about Jon Snow, she just kind of flaked back up north.
Mm-hmm. What's her relationship to Jon Snow?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, okay.
I presume they were somewhat close or something because that's the only context that I can have.
Maybe they were.
Yeah. I mean, but not in the way that... Anyway. So yeah, and then we move over to Jon Snow having a town hall, which again, some of my favorite aspects of the episode and the last episode were town hall settings.
Yeah.
They're very reasonable and logical, and I agree with Jon Snow.
You think he should go visit Dany?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. He's like, I'm understaffed. I need help. The problem I have with Dany is I don't think she's going to be that much of a help to him because she's not focused on the White Walkers.
Yeah, but that's why he needs to go. Because she doesn't even know about the White Walkers problem.
Even if he tells her, I don't think it's going to convince her enough to not think that her process should be take the throne and then take care of the White Walkers. Like her process seems pretty hell-bent on one of those two things, and he doesn't seem to have any problem with Dany. So I think Dany might ask him for help in taking care of the Lannisters. In which case, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the Lannisters falling, Dany being queen of, we're still calling it Thrones Land until I learn what it's called.
Yeah.
And then those two taking care of the White Walkers, but it also depends on how fast the White Walkers are walking. But since they're walking, I guess it's convenient to when the plot says so. Unless there's a time limit. But
there kind of is. People keep talking about that.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious about what will happen in those next steps. From there, also after the town hall, they go into a secret room with a guy you called Littlefingers.
Sure, that's his name.
I mean, that's what you called him, and they didn't call him, and everyone else in the room kind of seemed wanting him to die in that moment. So Littlefingers talked to Jon Snow, and and Jon Snow almost beat the hell out of him. I have no idea why. I have no idea why he's important.
What was he talking about? Littlefinger said something that really pissed Jon Snow off.
I actually didn't catch that. I mean, I'm sure I did.
Seems like you gotta pay better attention.
One of these days. But yeah, from there, and then Ari meets her old wolf, which I like that they explained in the recap because I didn't understand why the wolf mattered. To be completely honest, I thought that was a person who turned into a wolf, which doesn't seem too far-fetched for this series.
No.
So to see that it was just regular wolf was good because I thought that was going to be too many characters. I wasn't about to follow wolves around too often. That was my cutoff. I could follow these White Walker demon people and dragons, but wolves, man.
Wolves, what you have an issue with?
I don't know why. But yeah, and then we finally get to Euron, I think is what his name is.
Mm-hmm.
And just fucking laying waste.
Yeah,
That was brutal.
it was.
That was brutal. But he is completing what he said he would do for the queen, so kudos to him. He's a man of his word, which I respect.
What do you think of his mustache?
I don't know what he didn't look without it, but I saw...
Like, not just as a general takeaway, not like a comparison thing.
I mean, he's just like, he's the most hipster of everyone right now.
Damn.
He's the most dirty, grungy hipster of everyone. If anyone's going to win the hipster award this season, it's definitely him.
Yeah.
Unless someone else comes out. But other than that, I can deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely rides a motorcycle, though. He definitely
How many
rides a
motorcycles
motorcycle.
exist in this world?
If they did, he would ride it.
Okay.
That ship thing, that claw thing was really cool, though.
Yeah.
That's, I guess, his persona of a motorcycle. But yeah, do you have any other thoughts on the episode?
No, I mean, that's your recap of
Yeah.
it, which now brings us to the next segment. You learned some new names in this episode, so let's get into who's who. Who's who in this show?
Yeah, so I learned about Lord Varys, the bald dude.
Okay. Close
Uh,
pronunciation, but sure.
Various.
Again, close, but sure.
I'm telling you, I'm operating at 70%. Let's see, and then I swear it's Zajora.
That's wrong. It's offensively wrong, is what it is.
And then I learned of King Robert.
King Robert, yeah. Who is King Robert?
Is he not Cersei's brother?
I mean, sure, if that's what you think.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna choose B. And then, Red Priest from Messiah, which
Red Priest from where?
Messiah.
Okay.
So the Red Priest.
Tess?
Yeah. Side note, I don't know why she matters. I don't know why she matters.
I don't know why you would
at
this point.
I have no clue why she's important. I enjoyed the loyalty talk beforehand with Lord Various, but I don't know why she matters.
Not his name, but yeah.
I don't know. That whole bit, And you know what we forgot this week?
What you wrote down for his name, you could pronounce his
Various.
name. Gee.
Various.
You have some weird form of dyslexia where like you write something properly, but then you have to pronounce it from your own handwriting of the phonetic pronunciation of his word, and you just get it wrong. Like you heard his name pronounced properly in the show. You wrote it down, and then from your own writing down, you are pronouncing his name wrong. It's fascinating. Anyway, what were you saying?
Varvar. I'm gonna call him Varvar.
Sure.
So Lord Variri. This seems to actually be internally killing you. The next person I project to die in this show might be you.
No, I have much darker demons that are killing me.
And now time for our sponsor. That's our sponsor's name.
It's sponsor time?
Let's do sponsor time.
Who's our sponsor?
Bows and arrows for kids, but they're not like regular bows and arrows for kids, the ones that are really safe. These are the ones that are really harmful, that can kill people, but like not too much because they're little tiny bows, so they can't hurt as many people because they're small, because children can't pull away big bones, because in this world the compound bow doesn't exist yet. But just you wait. We're going to develop that. Bows for kids. Yeah.
I had a bow and arrow when I was a kid. It didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, it was one of those bad ones.
Yeah?
You didn't buy it from us. Bows and arrows for kids.
Okay. What did you like about this episode?
Other than the massive war scene, that was really fun. 2 lines that really stood out was "Be the Dragon," and then the other line later on, which I guess I need to use with all of the people ever, not just ladies or men, everyone, is, well, I guess the foreign invader is coming. And then she slides her hand down the leg. That was amazing.
Right before they all died.
Smooth as hell. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Those are some of my 2 favorite lines. Obviously, the war scene. I like that we're building Danny up. I like that a lot. Jon Snow seems very pragmatic. I think I'm liking the people who I'm supposed to be liking, which is a good thing. I don't hate anyone who I think I'm supposed to be liking. But yeah, those were some of my favorite scenes. What were some of your favorite points?
Oh, just this show does battle scenes like no other. It's
Yeah.
movie quality, epic
100%.
battle scenes, and you get them almost every other episode, and they're just fantastic. So, that. What did you dislike about this episode?
What I dislike most, I would probably say, is I don't understand why Ari just kind of decided to dip up north. She seemed pretty hellbent on killing the queen. Mm-hmm. And now, like what you were saying, is it seems like Ari's going to get there when Jon Snow isn't there, which just seems like they have a connection, so that's a bummer. But I don't understand why once she heard that, she completely changed her path. Mm-hmm. You were pretty hellbent on killing someone. Follow through. Don't just wait around. Furthermore, even if Jon Snow's not there, can't she just wait around for him to come back? I don't see what the big problem is there.
Okay. So then, final question for the episode is: what happens next? What happens on the next episode?
So we saw from the preview.
Not counting the preview stuff. Preview.
Oh, boo!
Yeah, no, your own prediction.
Boo,
what
boo.
happens next?
I don't think I don't think Danny is a trap. I don't think that's some trap. And I think he will want to team up, but she's not going to prioritize. She's not going to prioritize the White Walkers or everything. She doesn't see what's going to happen there, and so therefore he can't get the dragon glass from underneath it. Mm-hmm. So he's going to have to figure out another way, or he might actually. I don't think he's going to do battle because he seems too chill. I like Jon Snow so far. He's a nice dude.
Yeah. Do you like his hair?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It's flowy. It's nice. Do you like his hair?
Yeah, it's nice.
All right.
You got a sharp widow's peak.
Yeah, but it flows really nicely. It flows really well. I appreciate it. And then what's his name again? Arion. He's gonna bring back his prizes to prove to the queen that he's worthy of fighting, and she's just going to continue to build up her army. But what Danny has to figure out is how to continue. She's going to start her attack, which I like the plan.
Yeah.
But I think it feels like it's a little too soon for that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is going to happen next?
I have no idea. I'm in the dark. Totally. I have no thoughts.
No thoughts?
No thoughts.
No thoughts.
I do hope Yara doesn't die. She's my favorite character on the show.
Is she? Why is she?
She's awesome. She's a badass.
Yeah?
Yep.
Who would you say your top characters are?
Yara, Jamie, Melisandre, Arya, and Ned Stark. #RIP.
Yeah, I don't know who Ned is.
No, I know you don't.
Was he a nerd?
You have any final thoughts for the episode?
Is he a nerd? I'm definitely learning more.
Okay.
Getting a lot more context as we go. Still learning names, which we'll continue to kind of go with.
Yeah, man.
I think as long as I'm offering 70%, then I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I don't know. Interested to see where it goes. It definitely does seem like the end goal, which I guess is kind of obvious, but I feel I need to state, is we're going to have to deal with these White Walkers, and too many people are caught up with petty other shit.
That is kind of the theme that you're going to find here. All right, well, cool. So this has been Colin and Alex.
This is Alex.
I Got Nothing. See you next week.
You're beautiful.